Welcome to Kupo Flip, the Final Fantasy XIV flipping tool for maximizing GIL with data and simple tracking. So, to get started, it's simple. If you're someone who wants to make a few million or maybe 10 million, I'd recommend just getting the basic subscription. This actually allows you to sell in one world and purchase from your data center. But if your goal is to make tens of millions or even a billion, then I recommend Premium. You'll be able to sell on unlimited worlds across your data centers. Of course, if you want to test the tool for a day, feel free to head over to our Discord. You'll go to the free trial channel. Just click here, and whether you've chosen the free trial or one of the two subscriptions, all you have to do is log in at the top right. When you first arrive, it will ask you which language you speak. For now, there are only two, but that will expand over time. You also select your region. Currently, it's Europe and NA. Japan is coming soon. Next, your main data center, then the world where you will sell. So, with the basic plan, you can pick one, but if you're a premium member, you're not limited at all. Just enter your preferred ones. Then, you'll reach this product search interface. By default, filters are already set. You can click on the top left, and here, you can choose the data center where you want to sell, as well as the world. As a premium user, you can select all or specific DCs. If you're on the basic plan, it will default to the one where you sell. And then, you have simple filters, such as sales velocity, the number of sales per day. For example, if I input one here, it will bring up all products that sell at least once a day. The indicator is right here. To set it weekly, just click here. Next, you have the minimum absolute margin, as well as the minimum ROI. You can see the indicators update automatically at the top. And if you want to know exactly what information each indicator provides, there's a little eye right next to it. You also have other filters. On the bottom left, you can set the maximum capital per item to invest. So if you set it to 2000 GIL, all your purchase values must be below that. Finally, the positive average margin only filter, enabled by default, prevents you from selling an item for 900,000 GIL when its average sale price is only 126,000. If the average price returns, in these cases, you will still make money here. So how will you actually shop? For me, I'll typically specify that I want a good margin with a decent ROI. And the sales velocity doesn't matter much to me here. What I'll simply do is sort here. I'll uncheck everything by default, and that way, all I have left to do is look at each item and select it. You'll also see here that you have the date of the last retrieved data, which was 19 minutes ago. It was indeed available on Phoenix, the server, and the Light data center. This item for 26,248 GIL. The goal is to avoid as many false positives as possible. You can, for instance, keep building your shopping list. And for example, on certain products, you can see it here, you have a quantity of 2 listed. What does that mean? Well, if you look up, it's in the stock profit column. This column calculates the daily sales volume of a product and determines the necessary purchase quantity for 2 full days of sales. But be careful. Here, for example, we see it recommends 2.2 per day, which is almost 5 units over 2 days. Here the tool suggests 3, not 5. That's normal. It's because it saw that based on the available quantity on Shiva at that price, you can only grab 3, not 5. The tool will calculate the profit per stock for you based on sales. Then, once all your desired products have been selected, you'll proceed to the buy step at the top. This truly changes everything, especially if you're used to Excel sheets with servers, products, and prices that you had to manually find. It can be complicated, but here it's simple. I need to go to the Light data center, and here, sorted by server, are the products I should buy. So, changing data centers isn't complicated. Just go to your character profile, right-click, and pick Visit Another Data Center. You click Proceed, and then you have the direct option to select the data center you desire, along with your preferred server. But anyway, when you first arrive on a server, you have the option to change servers directly, thanks to the Aetheryte. For simplicity, when on this menu, just click the item. It copies that for you, enabling direct market board pasting. And so, once you arrive on the server's dashboard, you will then directly see the product listed there. And comparing it, we see the same price. For instance, I have 3 in stock. I can take 3 or 6. Beyond that, the price is just not worth it for me. So I'm just going to take a quantity of 3, and that's fine with me. I bought it for 99, not 100,000. So in that case, what I can do is either confirm that I did indeed sell 3 and validate it, or I can say, no, I sold it for a different price. And if you happen to buy at varying prices, there's absolutely no issue with that at all. You can easily split your purchase. Here, I don't want to bother with it. I'll just say, okay, I've purchased it. Once your shopping's done on the other data center, you return here, right-click, and go back to your home world. Once you're back in your world, go to your retainer and sell the product directly. Once done, go to the last tab, the Wallet tab. This status will be broken down into 3 sections. The first will be the chart, where you'll find all the capital invested, the stock purchase value, as well as your realized profits. Then, as you scroll down, you'll see your current potential sales. So, for example, here is the product we bought earlier. Well, for instance, since it hasn't rescanned, the tool hasn't seen I have it on a retainer, and in that case, if I sell it, I can just tell it, hey, I sold 3 at this price. In fact, it's a bit like that when we make purchases. If I sell 2 at this price and sell 1 at a different price, in which case, no problem, I can directly add that line. I can also sell partially, meaning I didn't sell 3, only 2. That's no problem, I can confirm it. Then, scrolling down, you'll see another section. This is what the tool directly observed during its last scan, that you still possess these items across your various retainers. So to simplify, it grouped them separately. Now, it can happen that between the bot scanning the item and you going to the bell, you've already sold it. In those cases, it's fine. On the right, there's a button you click, and it's the same. You can very well set the price of your sale. And if you happen to have sales at different prices, again, there's absolutely no problem with that. Also, if you decide to keep items from this listing. If I decide to keep this product, no worries. There's a trash can icon on the right. You can just remove it from the list, no problem. And by the way, if you do that, you just click here on cancel. Scrolling down, you'll see another section, latest sales, where you'll find all your transactions. If needed, should you encounter an issue or incorrectly enter a price, you can always go back and edit the sale. And here, you also have what you've cancelled in sales. If needed, you can relist them. Last detail, bottom. Don't forget to fill in your retainers directly. By default, your favorite servers are already entered. You can add your retainers' names right now, but you can also add retainers from another world that you haven't selected as a favorite. And that precisely allows you to partly automate the management of these potential sales and the listing of what you still have on your retainers. And lastly, since we just love playing, we've included achievements at the top of Kupo Flip. The goal is really for both new and old players to have some objectives and also to rediscover the art of flipping a bit. Achievements will be added over time. That's why Kupo Flip is truly the best tool on the market today for making GIL. And if you're not quite ready for a basic or premium subscription today, feel free to join our Discord, chat with members, and get a free 1-day access. It's free,